All right, so I'm going to get started. Good morning, everyone. I know some people are probably going to join us as we're starting. Happy Friday, TGIF. I hope everyone had a very amazing and productive week. Today, we have two people joining us um, from their roles, hiring partners who are going to share some openings that they currently have available. I had posted them into the job posting page that I have, and it's all the information's there, but they're going to present and discuss further about the role. If you guys are interested in the role, please make sure that you guys apply to it. So we're going to start off first with David. He is coming from Columbia University, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give the floor to David. He's going to discuss about the teaching assistant roles that are currently available. And like I said, if you guys are interested in applying, please make sure that you do so. So thank you, David, for joining us. I truly appreciate it.
Sure thing. So I'll go ahead. We've got a couple of roles. There are two classes. One of them is called coding for risk management, and the other is machine learning for risk management. And what I need in a TA, which we call an associate, because a TA is usually a student that is helping with the class, and we're hiring externally. So when we hire externally, when we hire an external TA, we call that an associate. So I'll casually refer to that as an associate. And for the associate role, it does require a master's degree. So a master's degree is required. And there are two classes for which I need associates. One of them is coding for risk management. That one will cover VBA, then R, and then Python. And the idea of the class is not necessarily to tour all those languages and bring the students to mastery. The idea is to actually cover coding. So the act of getting your work done with syntax. And so we start with VBA to simulate low-level syntax, good old-fashioned C++. You've got to declare your variables and do the loops manually. And then we'll go to R for the middle of the class, where we will show the more elegant stuff that you guys have studied. So we'll show the tidyverse, the dplyr, shiny, and ggplot, and how they all work together. And then we will finish with Python, where you can do everything from low level to high level to get your work done. So that's the coding for risk management class. It's $3,000 for about 13 weeks, 2 hours during the class, where in general, it'd be great if you could attend, but you don't always have to. But in general, you would attend the class, and then maybe 2 to 3 hours of grading per week. And that has a compensation of $3,000. Then there is the machine learning class, machine learning for risk management. And in that one, the goal will be to communicate sort of the main driving idea of machine learning, that you can use out of sample testing, cross validation and the like, to find tuning parameters and get your work done. Find that balance between bias and variance, or the amount of complexity that you need to do your model. And at least that's the part that I will be focusing on presenting myself. But the class is going to have a lot of guest speakers who are going to show applications in industry. And before the guest speakers come and become a very large portion of the class, I want to get everybody ready and get everybody to understand machine learning as this general tool where you try to balance complexity, and you try to see you try to characterize different penalties to get the right amount of complexity. By talking about it that way, in that general way, the students will be empowered to work on algorithms that they don't understand. And that's not perfect. It's not a perfect world, but my job is to get the students ready to market, ready to add value, and ready to use the toolboxes that are available. And so if you describe machine learning in a general enough way, they could, they could, for example, figure out how to find the right arguments to a support vector machine without knowing all the details for that. Okay, and then so those are the two classes. Again, both the same framework, $3,000, 13 weeks, 2 hours for a class, 3 hours of grading outside of the class. And then there's a couple of other little things. One, I might be able to get university for funding for this. I'm trying to build a little portfolio of shiny apps for finance. So just little apps that demonstrate calculations of concepts, value at risk, expected shortfall, factor models, and maybe factor models applied to cryptocurrency as a fun and trendy thing. So both for student use and for student use in terms of practicing code, because the apps that I build actually show the code that was used to build them. So I want to build basically a code generator. That I might be able to get funding for that from the university. So if you're interested and that sounds fun to you, that's a possibility, and please reach out to me to discuss that possibility. And a last possibility is informal grading. I need to build automated grading. So I'll be finding to make my own unit tests in both R and in Python, and loop through them, and maybe integrate that with GitHub. So if someone wants a little bit of a construction project with automated grading, work on your GitHub, work on your automation, that would be great too. So those are my 4 projects. 2 of them directly from the university. The third one for the Shiny apps, probably through the university, and the last one really through me. So I would appreciate help building automated grading. So that's everything. That's my wish list. Thank you all for hearing me out, and I'll hope to hear from some of you.
Thank you, David. I have a quick question. Would you be able to share what the steps are in the interview process?
The interview will be informal from me, and I'll just be looking to see that the applicant is up for the job. So I'll be looking to see that you're comfortable with R and explaining R, and you're comfortable with Python and explaining Python. You can readily get a student through, let's say, the first 4 steps of building up a language, loops, conditionals, functions, and then vectorization. Can you clearly characterize those 4 things and bring a student up through those 4 things? That would be my priority, and I would just be looking out to make sure that you can do that.
Got it. So no like technical assessment or anything of that sort.
Maybe verbally. I
Okay,
might,
verbally.
I might ask, how do I do fizz buzz? Maybe the classic fizz buzz question. And so, can you clearly communicate it? No code or pen and paper required. Can you find the right words, because it needs to be expressed to students verbally?
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, David, so much for joining us. I truly appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions for David before I let him go? You can unmute yourself and ask. No? Okay, thank you, David. I'm definitely going to send over some resumes to you by the end of day today, and follow up with that. But thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Thank you. All right, so next up we have Tyrone. Tyrone actually graduated. Was it September or August that you graduated?
Officially July.
It was July. Oh my goodness. Okay. So he graduated in July. He used to join us on Fridays too. I used to meet with him often. And then he picked up this role and was really doing well with applying to places. I think you applied to like over 1,000 positions. It was interviewing at 11 at one time. I remember like some craziness you were telling me. But you were able to successfully land a role as a data scientist, and now you're sharing a role that is available at your company now. So guys, welcome Tyrone. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and sharing this information. I know you're tired, so I really, really appreciate you doing this for us. So I'm going to give you the floor.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually found Alteryx during my my app applying process. It was on a few of the required responsibilities, and I looked into the software and learned about the company, and basically the the motto is the democratization of data analytics. So it allows people without a strong data science foundation, analytics foundation um, to work with any amount of data and come up with insights. So from basics data analytics to text mining and computer vision. So I applied, and I've only been there for like today would be the fourth week, and it could still be the honeymoon phase, but I'm enjoying it. Like the team is awesome. What I'm doing specifically is awesome. So yeah, I hope uh, if you're interested, apply. So me specifically, I'm on the innovation team. So I literally my job is to, like, building upon my current foundation, learn cutting edge techniques and implement it into the software. So that's exactly what I want to be doing. Um, and since my capstone was on computer vision, I'm going to be starting there. This week is actually, I just started diving into the code, so I'm getting familiar with the code base and working on some bugs. But then they're thinking about having me build my first tool sometime in December, but we'll see. Um, and they're like, besides the data science position, so my position is not traditional data scientist. You could consider it to be like it's a mixture between machine learning engineer and software engineer, since what I'm going to be implement what I'm going to be learning, I'm going to be implementing that into the software. So it's you get exposed to, like, besides Python and R, learning real, I guess, computer science techniques, and like JavaScript, some front end and back end stuff is a mixture of all that stuff. But besides my position, there are also others available. And let me post the link in the chat. I know that I think there are a couple data science positions, one of which is similar to mine. There's a few software engineer positions, front end and back end. There's a data engineer position. But you could look at you could look at the list, see if anything interests you, and reach out to me via Slack or email. And I'd like to have just a quick conversation, find out why you're interested, and then I'll refer you internally. And yeah, I guess how the process went for me was, I had give me 1 second, I'm just looking at my notes. Okay, so I had an initial screening with the recruiter, I had a test on HackerRank, I had a meeting with the manager, and then I met with the team. And during the meeting with the team, like they actually go through your projects, look at your code on GitHub, and they ask questions pertaining to those, and also based on the test. They ask you questions based on the test, and like they ask like, besides I guess those fundamental data science stuff, just about character questions, like finding out if you're a good fit for the team, which is not overrated. It's not like, it's surprisingly important, right? Like me joining this team, I'm just surprised how welcoming and supportive everyone is. And like I said, it could still be because I'm in a honeymoon period, but everyone is incredibly nice. Even speaking with people outside of the team, like they all just want to help and make sure that you have that you get off on the right foot, and also, like, you have a clear path to advance within the company itself. So that's greatly appreciated. I think it's a little scattered, but I think I covered everything. Yeah.
Is there any pointers or any recommendations that you would give to those who, I mean, outside of you, this current role, with the successes that you've had with, like during the interview process? I know it was a lot going through it, but is there any recommendations that you would like to share with alumni who are in the shoes that you were once in.
Yeah, I can't give this advice to alumni, but I would start with, I wish I could tell people in the boot camp to really choose a capstone project that they're passionate about. Like even though it was very, it's a long shot getting an advanced data science position, like a machine learning position immediately out the gate, because that's really not the focus of the boot camp. Like it's just to build just a strong data science foundation in general. But if you choose a project you're passionate about, regardless of how advanced it is, regardless if you have to learn everything on your own, like you're able to bring that passion to the interviews and actually like it'll work out. Like you will be able to find a position with those skills, um, with those requirements outside of the gate if you put the effort into it. Like for me, it just took hard work, consistency in applying. Like I applied to a crazy amount of jobs. You have to be realistic about the salary expectations. Like I was going a bit higher initially, but then I actually looked at the use sites like Glassdoor, looked at the average salary and choose, since it is an entry level position, regardless of uh, how advanced it is. Choose something on the lower end. That's like, or maybe yeah, on the lower end of that salary range. Um, and consistency, like if you hit, um, I was working part-time initially, so it was hard to meet that quota. But if you hit at least like 150, 200 positions a week, um, you'll get something.
All
Yeah.
right. Any questions for Tyrone before I let him go? I saw that somebody did reach out to you, William Han. I think it was William.
Yeah.
He did reach out to you. He emailed you about the role, but I did send it out. Hopefully, we can get a few more people to apply. But Tyrone, thank you so much. It was great seeing you. I'm going to let you go a little bit early, and I'll definitely follow up with you soon with some updates.
Courtney, can I ask Tyrone a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
Sure. So, you were mentioning 150 to 200 jobs a week. I mean that's a lot. So, like when you say that, you mean just like applying automated through the company's sites, then or with any extra steps for these applications?
The so my system was to do the easy ones first, like the ones that don't require you to have like a cover letter. Um, so yeah, the point and click automated ones on LinkedIn, on Glassdoor, and then but also have, of course, like a template. So later in the week, I'd sit down and focus like a day or two on just the jobs that require me to either look into the company a little bit more and like know what I'm talking about, and apply with a cover letter. And then for the interviews is when I actually did real research into the company. So I'm able to share off the bat like why I'm interested in applying to that specific position. But yeah, early in the week I try to focus on the ones that on applying to positions that don't take a lot of effort and time on my end, and then I devoted maybe a day or two at the end of the week to put a little more effort in.
Sure. And specifically about Alteryx, I looked at the job description, and it seems like a requirement is Python, Alteryx, and a few other items. So for your company's software in particular, do you have a recommendation for how I can get familiar with it enough to just kind of show I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you don't, like, I didn't use it before applying, so you don't have to, but you can if you want to. I should have said this in the beginning, but for they offer like a free, if you don't work for a company, I believe if you don't work for a company, you could have a free trial where you could get core certified, meaning just understand the basics, and they have like a learning path they offer. So anyone could sign up for free, download the software and get familiar. I think the limit is, or the max is 3 months, but that's also an option.
Okay.
Yeah, but initially I just looked up tutorials on YouTube, just so I have like a general idea going into the interviews of what it was.
Right, and on your end, was the interview in Python, or were there other things as well?
You choose. It's on HackerRank, so I chose Python since
Okay.
I'm most familiar with it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions before I let Tyrone go? Well, if you do, definitely feel free to Slack him. It's okay if I share your email, right? I think I included it in when I shared the role.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So thank you again. I truly, truly appreciate you joining us today. And I'll definitely follow up with you later on today, if not next week. And if I don't speak to you before then, enjoy your holiday.
Likewise. Enjoy your weekend too.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Guys, Vivian said that she was going to join us to start the second half of the presentation. We're going to just take a pause for the moment. And I'll check back in with you guys very shortly. Just hold on for a couple of minutes. All right, so while we wait for her, I'm going to share my screen real briefly and go
Courtney,
over
can you share David's email again?
whose email?
David, the first person is supposed David Rumoff.
I have to confirm with him if it's okay to share his email. But I'll definitely include it in the follow-up email for today's presentation with everything included, okay?
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right, no problem. So this week we had 6 hiring partners reach out to us for roles. The first one was United Nation. They have an ICT associate role. They specifically said for you guys to apply on their link, opposed to, you know, how sometimes I would ask you guys to send your resumes over and I'll forward it to them. In this case, they want you guys to just apply to the role online. Also too, I'm going to include some pointers that they have for, you know, doing well in the application hiring process that they shared with me when I asked if they can join us today. So that's United Nation Columbia. That's the one with David that he just shared. In that case, if you're probably looking for something just to start in, or maybe like a part-time gig, definitely check this out. It seems fairly easy to get into, and he reaches out to us before the start of every semester for this particular role. So definitely reach out to David or send me the resumes for David. I'll follow up with him and ask him if it's okay if I share his email for that role. Real Alpha AI, we sent a role back in August for them. I believe their company name changed. I was, you know, looking back at the email, and I think their company has changed names. They currently have a data scientist and data engineering role available. And again, that information is all posted. If you're interested in applying, there is, you would send your resume to me so that I can send to them. A&M Dig, they reached out to me and I had a meeting with their, was it them? Yes, it was them. I had a meeting with their CTO and they're looking for someone a little bit senior for the data analyst and data engineering role, someone who's a bit more familiar with that. So again, definitely go over the job description. I cannot send over your resume if you do not apply to this role first. So please make sure that if you are interested, you apply, then reach out to me with your resume so that I can send to the CTO to follow up with you. But he said that he can't do any follow-ups if the application is not submitted. Alteryx, I'm trying to remember that role. That's Tyrone's company that he's currently working at. Please make sure, Tyrone is a very easygoing guy. So you can feel free to email him. I'm going to include his email in the follow-up email that I'll send probably this afternoon. Follow up with him or Slack him if you have any questions or concerns. He's going to be the person to decide if he's going to give you the actual referral link. Do not apply to the role at all. Make sure that you speak to him first and he'll be able to provide you with the link to use to apply. But if you want to go over the job description, the link is there so that you guys can review. And then lastly, we had SDG Group. They sent us the role. I tried reaching out to their hiring manager who reached out to us, the recruiter, and their email was, I was having issues with their email. So unfortunately, I don't have a follow-up. I plan on trying the emails, different variations of the emails that they gave. But if you are interested in the role, again, the job description, the link and everything is there, definitely apply to it. It's a data analyst role with them. If you have any questions, anyone have any questions about the roles? If you do, Slack me, but please, guys, definitely apply to these roles and get yourself out there. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, there you go. Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday.
Friday.
Yes, so I'm going to give you the floor and stop sharing. Do you want to take over host or you're fine?
I can take over host. Yeah, you can
Okay.
make me host.
Okay, I'm gonna make you host right now.
Awesome. Okay, can you guys see my screen? I heard many times students ask for resources to practice coding. That's why I want to spend some time to go over our post-bootcamp study plan, also the code challenge program. If you have done the post-bootcamp study plan, it's also a good opportunity for you to review what else you can do with it. Okay, so as we all know, SQL is a big part of the interview. So in the week 1 post-bootcamp study plan, we refer a few resources for you to see what are the basic ground are. So Mode SQL has been recommended to us by many company as a basic review content. W3 School have a lot of execution window, so you can test a lot of code on their website. So this is much faster route to review compared to Mod SQL. Mod SQL is more very comprehensive and complete overview. And starting from, I think from the April cohort, we add the MySQL Windows function into our class content. So this won't be totally stranger for you, but it's good to review all of them. From our survey from the alumni, about 70% to 80% of the SQL interview will use Windows function. And we collect over 70 companies interview question. Those are the questions we think have highest priority. So weather observation station, Japan population, employee salary, typo triangle. Typo triangle is quite difficult. So if you can spend some time to figure out the logic and apply this to more questions, that's great. Top earners, It's very commonly to see this type of question: weather observation station 14, station 18, African cities, average population of each continent, a top competitor. Lead code have big countries, salary, not boring movie, duplicate emails, combine 2 table, employee earn more than their manager, consumer who never order, class more than 5 students, rising temperature, delete duplicate emails, second highest salary. So this is an excellent example to use Windows function. So we expect you finish this in 3 to 4 days. And you can get back to module 1. We also have Python review. So this Python review are designed around data structure. So we give you the link, you can review the data structure 1 and 2. And once you have this, you can try to solve maximum element equal stacks. Also all the stack related question. So most of the question here or the logic here, you wouldn't have seen in the past because this is more towards engineering track. If you are shooting for more technical position, you might expect interview question like this. So if you're interviewing for Facebook, Google, or Amazon, those tech giants, those questions is more likely to appear. Okay, so this is week 1. Week 2, the same, we have more SQL reviews. At this time, we're asking you to focus on the medium and hard SQL question on HackerRank. Most students told us 4 to 6 hours is not enough, so definitely plan a lot more time around this particular assignment. I would say maybe 2 days is more realistic. The Python review will continue on the data structure. So we start from chapter 3.1, finish at 4.10. And this is the 2 relevant question, power sum and longest substring. We start to show you a few technical take-home challenge. So you can study the case study. And once you've done that and upload your file, you will be able to download the solution. So this is a great example. This is about Home Depot location selection. A few of our students say when they take interview with consulting companies, especially like Deloitte, KPMG, EY, this is a very common case study they will face. So this is super helpful case study for consulting. Let's move to week 3. Week 3, the case study is surrounded in SQL. So you get to see booking data, how people book their ticket, and you are gonna solve it by SQL and send it back by SQL code challenge. And the same thing, once you upload, you get to see the solution. And we have video recording on all the case study, so you can review and go over all the case study one by one. So for example, the first case study, we have a review session. So welcome to check out the video. The same thing with week 3. So we have case study on flight delay case study. Okay. And week 4, we only include a case study instead of more review on the Python and SQL. We think at that time you're probably ready for a final most challenge question. So you can see a few students submit in the past and review the videos. The last module is called recommended rating. The first one, data science product, is facing like all the product management related question. Like if people tell you, oh, all of a sudden we see the term customer leaving us at such a speed? What could happen? How can we find the reason? Or, okay, we see this product making 30% more revenue. What kind of change could cause this? This is more surrounded about the thought of data science product design and resources of the root reason. So definitely check this out. It's rolled by Facebook product manager, I believe, and a lot of students use this and told us it's super helpful. And we have a lot of review, interview question sheet, defense practice. We have the crack the coding interview book. We have the Wakira report. So if you can download the first 5 and save it into your PDF and try to review them whenever you can, that would be a huge help. We also launched something called Code Challenge Preparation. If you go to the online portal, you should be able to see it from Code Challenge Prep. And this is break into 5 different modules. So basically, we also have the solution review session. We have the resources. We have all the questions are focusing on Python. So if you really want to strengthen your Python, this is great resources. And we didn't require you to submit a solution. You can download the solution directly. Once you finish the first 4 days, the 5th days are coding challenge on the Codelity. So you should make sure yourself being free for 4.5 hours to focus on this final day test. So the first 4 days help you to get into good position, so you can take a code test to see whether you can solve them under time pressure. This program, we expect you to spend at least 20 to 30 hours for a whole week. So this is like enhanced code challenge course. We typically recommend you to do this program after the post-bootcamp study plan. So this is like 5th week's program if you are interested. The post-bootcamp study plan is required, while this is optional, because not that many people have to code to the level they need to get into the top tier tech company. Okay, that's my share. So if you guys haven't done this, I would recommend you to focus on those, and it will largely enhance your chance with all the coding challenges. Any question? Okay, Courtney, that's my part.
So no questions. I went over the roles for this week.
That's great.
Yes. I'm sorry, what did you say, Vivian?
I said that's my part.
Oh, okay. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I am going to send a follow-up email with all the information. Next week, Friday, is Black Friday. Do not go out shopping. It's the worst day to ever go shopping. It's the truth. I'm totally against going out Black Friday. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, have an amazing Thanksgiving with you and your family. If you're cooking, good luck with all the cooking. I hope all your food is amazing and delicious. Next Thursday, we will not be here. Next Friday, we will not be here. The Friday after that will be our Zach Zabar presentation. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Again, if you need help with anything, you guys have us to reach out to. Have an amazing weekend. Please stay warm, and I will speak to you all soon.